Hey everyone, I will be making 3 videos that have to do with cupcakes. The first one is how to bake chocolate cupcakes, the second one how to frost them, and the third one how to make decorations from melted chocolate. You're going to need butter, sugar, eggs, milk and vanilla, flour, cocoa powder, and baking soda. It's all in there. And I'm going to get my butter and a spatula to be able to, I'm going to get my butter and put it in. I'm using my stand mixer, but you can use a hand mixer, your hand, fork, whatever. It doesn't really matter. You can do it with anything. So after I put my butter in, I'm just going to let it mix for a while until it's well churned. So it's well mixed. You have to let it mix. Then you add the sugar. It's almost ready. To look kind of like this. So when it's like that, I'm just lowering down the speed so I can start adding the sugar. I'm gonna add it right now. To let it mix with the butter until it's well combined. Preheat your oven at 350 degrees because you're gonna be baking it for 30 minutes. It has to look like this since the butter and the sugar are combined. You have to make sure it looks like this. Your butter and your sugar are combined. You start adding the eggs one at a time. You have to make sure it's one at a time so that it wouldn't, like for example, it wouldn't split or anything. It has to be one at a time so I can combine very good and carefully. So now I'm just lowering down the speed so I can add the next egg. And when it's combined, you start adding the milk and the vanilla. But be careful, it's gonna be all watery, more watery than this. You have your egg, your butter, and sugar combined. You want to start adding the milk and vanilla little by little, because then if you add it all at once, it's gonna be all watery and it's gonna splash all over you. Make that mistake once. So start adding your milk and vanilla little by little. And make sure it's at low speed because you don't want it to be at high speed when you're adding all your liquids. So now you're going to add all your dry stuff once it's combined really good. That's when you mix the flour, the cocoa powder, and the baking soda all together so you don't have to be putting one thing at a time. So now little by little you start adding all your dry ingredients. And make sure it's at low speed so that you wouldn't get a big cloud of dust. You have to follow the recipe exactly because it ends up looking like this, just chocolate batter. And the camera looks like a different color, but it's a brown, yeah, just like chocolate batter. I'm gonna get this and start putting it inside here. And I'm gonna start. So one mistake that I made is waiting until the batter is ready to be able to preheat my oven. You have to preheat it while before you start making your batter. So that putting in my batter into my muffin tin, my cupcake. So that when you're checking on the cupcakes, you just have to have the oven light on, because it messes up the cupcakes if you keep on opening it and closing it, because it won't bake well. It won't bake the same. So you just have to have the oven light on to see them. Take them out and start decorating them. My cupcakes are ready. And I'm gonna let them cool before I take them out, because then I would